It's my pleasure and a real honour to be here at this, your graduation ceremony, delivering this speech. And I mean that, it is an honour. The partnership between SISFU and Montfort University is a very special one that has endured the test of time and some not insignificant difficulties. As institutions, we have much in common, our strong values and our firm commitment to you, our students, helping you to become global citizens and preparing you for significant careers in business. To complete a university degree takes dedication, application, and beyond this, the ability to understand advanced concepts. Finishing a degree is a real test for anyone, but the anxiety, uncertainty, and change brought about by COVID-19 has meant that you've had to show real perseverance to get to this point here today. I would therefore like to offer my warmest congratulations to you for achieving success at such a demanding time. While this achievement is ultimately due to you, the graduates, your success is enabled by the support of others. Guiding you in your journey have been the inspirational lecturers who have taught you and the administrative staff who have supported you, many of whom join us today in this celebration. But completing a degree may also have been made possible by the support of your family and your friends. And I would like us to show our appreciation for those who have helped you in your journey and who join you here today to celebrate. So please, let's have a round of applause for the ones who helped you. The hard work you've undertaken to bring you here today to this point of success will stand you in good stead in the future. You have shown that you have great initiative, determination, and great spirit. It is these qualities which will ensure that you achieve success in the future. A DMU degree is a badge that you can wear with pride. For more than 150 years, DMU has, in different forms, been sending graduates out into the world to begin their careers and build their lives. The success of our alumni is what makes a DMU degree so valuable. Amongst our alumni are those who have lit up the stage and screen, such as Games of Thrones star Charles Dance and our own Chancellor, dancer and choreographer Akram Khan. Others have won the Turner Prize, written bestsellers, competed at the highest level of sport and founded multi-million-pound businesses. You join our alumni and will make your own successes. There are many ways to define success, but what really matters to us is that all our graduates go out into the world feeling empowered. This kind of empowerment enables people to see challenges and disadvantages as opportunities. This, above everything, will serve you well for the rest of your lives. DMU has had a partnership with the United Nations for a while now, and it's grown stronger every year. A large part of that work is in pursuing the UN Sustainable Development Goals, 17 aims which address the biggest problems on our planet: poverty, equality, hunger, clean water, and more. Last year, we had our status as a Sustainable Development Goal academic hub re-awarded. We are the only university in the UK to achieve this and are home to SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. We take this responsibility seriously and are working sustainability into our modules and host a series of events around these topics, including developing our own green strategy. This work has been recognised. DMU was named the 4th best university in this year's People and Planet League table, and earlier this summer was ranked 30th in the world and 15th in the UK for its focus on responsible consumption and production in the Times Higher Impact rankings. A DMU qualification isn't just a piece of paper. It isn't just a set of skills and knowledge, but it's a set of values. We are a university that believes in equality of opportunity and in fairness. We know that you can all make a difference. Believe in yourselves and the difference you can make. Maya Angelou, the black American poet and civil rights activist, once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But but people will never forget how you made them feel. And as you graduate, it is that thought that I'd like you to take with you. The difference that you can make in the world and how you can make people feel about themselves. I have worked, more personal levels now, I have worked in higher education for a long time. Graduation days are the good part of the job. It is always so pleasing to see faces full of joy and happiness, and maybe even a touch of relief, as you come to the end of this chapter of your life's journey. It often contrasts with the expressions of concern and worry that I sometimes see at the start of the university journey. Not knowing what to expect, not knowing what the future holds. I'm sure that you remember back to those early days of uncertainty. But you see, we were right when we told you, don't worry, you'll be fine. Having worked in HE for more than 20 years, I've seen a lot of changes take place. I came into higher education from the commercial sector, as Roger alluded to, and quite a few years taken out from the world of work completely to care for my children. A full-time dad before it became far more popular and far more acceptable than it quite rightly is today. But I did not let the strange looks at the school gates and the playgrounds upset me or put me off. It was what I wanted to do, and it was very important to me. Neither should you be deterred from doing things that others may think unconventional or different. If, deep inside your heart, you think that they're important and the right thing to do. After more than 6 years of singing Postman Pat and other children's songs and playing incredibly fun games with my children, my brain decided it was time to do something different. So, when family life allowed, I decided to embark upon a new journey. New journeys can be good. I enrolled onto an MBA program as a mature student at my then local university in Aberystwyth. For those that don't know and have yet to place my strange accent, it's in Wales. By far the finest part of the UK. I learned a lot on the MBA, and I met fellow students from all over the world, many of whom I'm still in contact with well over 20 years later. Another lesson. Friends and networks are important, not only for your personal life and well-being, but for your career development as well. But the main benefit of me doing that MBA was to get a taste of how higher education works. And, even more importantly and beneficially, I was extremely lucky. Yes, luck can play a major role as well. But you have to make the most of it if you come across it. Don't waste it. So, I was extremely lucky to meet who then went on to become my higher education mentor, the then head of the business school at Aberystwyth University. We got on well, and to cut a long story short, I ended up working there, teaching and directing programs at first, then more and more international work. I'm extremely grateful for that bit of good fortune that has led ultimately to me being here today. Being in the right place at the right time can be very important. You just have to know how to recognize it. I'm also extremely grateful for the time that my mentor gave up to support me, and I try as best as I can to do the same for others. Bear this in mind as you embark upon your careers. There will be people who help and support you. Take the advice, learn, advance, but also give something back. Others will need your advice and your support as you yourself grow and develop. So began a new journey, a new chapter in my life. I found myself working with new people, academics, professors. Me, a newbie from a not-so-prosperous part of the UK, where opportunities to achieve were not as great as in other parts of the country. Never let your background or your upbringing be a barrier to success. Be confident in yourself and in your ability to succeed. But I learned how to gain respect, how to work with new people. I learned that in essence, people are people. Especially during my travels with work, where I have learned that basically people are the same all over the world. Mostly, but of course not entirely, people are good and want the same things out of life, often the simple things. Shades of Maslow for the business graduates here. This sparked in me an interest in people management and the human skills that are required to manage effectively, that form the basis of my academic side. This is a subject area which I find fascinating and thoroughly enjoyable. Another lesson: if at all possible, do what you enjoy doing. Forge your career in an area that interests you, and then make a success of it. In doing so, success should be more achievable and certainly more enjoyable. And also, never forget that quality of life is important. Maintaining a balance between career success and personal satisfaction is equally as important. Friends, family, personal goals and fulfillment all have to be factored in to your grand plan for world domination, especially today in the new world of the millennials. The higher education landscape has changed in many ways since I embarked on my journey, both from a student and a university perspective, mostly for the good, and I think totally to the benefit of the student. Universities have become more accountable, which is a good thing. Our content now is driven not just by academics, but also by the real demands of industry and the requirements of the students, your future career needs. Employability is built into our curriculum, and the level of support for internships and careers guidance in universities today far surpasses the support, or lack of it, that was the case 25 years ago. Internships, placements, simulations, company-based reports, all of these are now commonplace at last. I remember when I was an MBA director, a student coming to see me to ask me, why do I have to do an academic dissertation? I don't want to be an academic, I want to be a senior manager. It was a good point, well made. And we were one of the first to then move towards applied management reports. Just one example of a change 20 years ago that now is common practice. Practical, applied, in company, all of these are now embedded. Engagement with industry today is meaningful and with tangible outcomes. It used to be a token annual meeting to tick the bureaucratic box. Now, industry, local, regional and international feed directly into the content that we teach, and they engage directly with our teaching staff and with our students. The world is changing at an ever-increasing pace, and we have to keep up with the changing needs of all of our stakeholders, especially industry, if we are to deliver what is required and do our students, you, justice. As we come out of the pandemic, we see the longer-term effect on industry and workers. It takes a crisis to drive change. Discuss. All of the habits that have been formed over many years are suddenly changed through necessity. In universities, I remember discussing for months, if not years, the idea of supporting students and delivering programs remotely. The discussions went on and on and on. But it was not until COVID came along that we actually did it, because we had to. The way we communicate has changed. Since Teams and Zoom, people are easily contactable, sometimes much to my annoyance. And while this brave new world allows for greater engagement and a higher level of empowerment, it can also have implications for workload, stress levels and well-being. Flexible working is now a real thing. Again, it was talked about for many years, but is now, in many sectors, totally acceptable and commonplace. This has potentially huge impact on an issue I mentioned earlier, quality of life. When I changed my university to work at DMU, I made the conscious decision not to move the family home. Prior to COVID, I spent a lot of my time travelling and/or staying away from home. Since COVID, the remote working pattern allows me far more time at home with the family, and the option to work a more flexible pattern, and to be more effective and efficient. I sincerely hope that these and many, many other positive changes that have been brought about by a sad and crippling series of events will survive the test of time. I hope that we will not, as human beings often tend to do, fall back into the old ways of doing things. I suppose it is down to you to make sure that the good changes last and that we continue to look at new ways of doing things. Ways that better ourselves, our families, our communities, and our planet. Quite a responsibility, but we all have total confidence in you. This is a big moment today, but it's not the end of your journey with us at DMU. We don't say goodbye today. You remain part of the DMU family for life. You're automatically a valued member of our global alumni community. DMU for Life provides you with access to networks, regional clubs, and the support of the team. Remember, I said networks are key. Use them. So please stay connected as your adventure goes on. We want to hear from you and to know how you're getting on in the future. Today is a day you will always remember. The day you marked your success and began your new journey. To return to the writings of Maya Angelou, who pointed out that life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Today is one of those moments to take your breath away. So, take a deep breath. Then take that step across the stage today and begin your journey. One filled with courage and with many more breathtaking moments. You have new knowledge and skills, your new qualification. But however and wherever you use these, use them to make things feel better, freer and fairer for the people who need you, and not just for yourself. I can't wait to see and hear about what you achieve. Please feel free to track me down, make contact, and stay in touch. Thank you, and very, very many congratulations to you all.